All right, listeners, strap in because today we're going deep into space opera territory with the Lone Capsuleer. And this chapter we're looking at today really kicks things up a notch.
You know, it's really interesting how this chapter blends futuristic tech with these hints of ancient history. Like, it's not just about laser beams and spaceships. There's a real mystery here, something deeper.
For sure. And we're introduced to our main players, Vaylin and Aeliana Soren. They're space explorers who find something truly incredible, this ancient spaceship. I'm talking older than any known empire ancient.
Yeah, and it's not just how old it is. The ship's built with materials no one's ever seen before, at least not in New Eden, which is where they are. It's like someone had technology way ahead of its time.
Right, imagine finding a ship that old. I mean, it's got markings that suggest a connection to Earth. And in this universe, Earth is practically a myth. So where did it come from? What happened to Earth?
But that's the big question, isn't it? It's like the novel's asking about our origins, where we come from, our place in the universe. Are these humans descended from Earthlings? Was there some forgotten exodus?
So many questions. And then Vaylin and Aeliana head to this planet called Proximus Minor. It's mentioned in the ship's databanks. Sounds like a haven for wanderers and lost knowledge. Kind of like a rough around the edges spaceport. You know what I mean?
And the thing is, Proximus Minor isn't on most navigation charts. It's like they're hiding it on purpose. So what are they protecting? Or maybe what are they hiding?
Ooh, good point. And the planet itself sounds pretty intense. Harsh, desolate, built from scraps of old spaceships. You can practically feel the tension.
Yeah, the settlement seems to reflect that whole hidden knowledge vibes. Like they chose to be on the fringes, cut off from everything for a reason.
Okay, and then we meet Solarian. And wow, talk about an entrance. This being is neither human nor Jovian. I mean, shimmering, skin-glowing eyes.
Solarian is a total enigma, represents the unknown, beings and civilizations beyond what we could even imagine.
Right, Solarian is like this keeper of knowledge on Proximus Minor, and they confirm the ancient ship is linked to trying to reconnect with Earth. What a revelation.
Talk about a bombshell, right? Reconnecting with Earth. It's like this primal desire, to understand our origins. It adds this whole emotional layer to the story.
Absolutely. And then Solarian mentions these breadcrumbs clues left behind by these ancient explorers, and one of them is a key. It's supposed to unlock the coordinates hidden within the ship's core, but finding this key, it's not going to be easy.
These breadcrumbs and the key. It's like a classic treasure hunt, but with huge stakes.
Yeah.
We're taking potentially universe-altering knowledge here. Imagine the power.
No kidding. So the key is hidden in this ancient observatory perched on a volcano. It's crumbling full of toxic fumes. You just know things are going to get messy.
It's like the perfect metaphor, right? You want this knowledge. You got to risk it all. It's a reminder that the past can be just as dangerous as the future.
And speaking of danger, enter Dark Bliss, the story's antagonist. This guy wants the ship, the artifact, and he will stop at nothing to get them.
Dark Bliss is interesting because he represents this cynical use of the past. He wants to control it, weaponize it for his own gain.
Yeah, he's like a space pirate with a history degree. And get this, he has his own custom battleship called the Eclipse Fury. So yeah, he means business. A huge battle breaks out, laser blasts everywhere. Vaylin and Aeliana barely escape with their lives.
It's a real turning point. You see, Dark Bliss is a genuine threat to our heroes and their mission. It makes you wonder, what's his end game? Why is he so obsessed with this ancient tech?
Right. It's more than just wanting a cool ship. So Vaylin and Aeliana, they flee the observatory. They go through these underground tunnels with Solarian as their guide. But are they really helping? Or do they have their own agenda?
Solarian's motives are definitely suspicious. I mean, they know so much about the ship and the breadcrumbs. But are they truly allies, or are Vaylin and Aeliana being played?
Solarian's like a walking, talking mystery wrapped in shimmering skin. And the chapter ends with this final showdown between Vaylin and Dark Bliss. She uses some clever tricks decoys to escape in her ship, the Oblivion's Edge. But Dark Bliss, he vows to hunt them down. Talk about a cliffhanger.
That vow of revenge, it tells us this fight for the artifact, it's far from over. It leaves you wanting more. You're invested in these characters now. You need to know what happens next. And this conflict, it could have implications for the entire universe. This chapter is just so captivating. The way it mixes this high-stakes action with a sense of wonder. I mean, Vaylin and Aeliana, they're not just running from danger. They're driven by this thirst for knowledge, this need to uncover the secrets of the past.
Yeah, and those breadcrumbs Solarian mentioned, what do you think they are? Where do you think they lead?
Well, given what we know, I don't think they're just objects. They could be information lost tech, even coordinates to forgotten worlds. I mean, This civilization was advanced enough to build a ship that predates everything Vaylin and Aeliana know about.
So these breadcrumbs could unlock some seriously advanced tech.
Exactly. And remember, Solarian said those ancient explorers were trying to reconnect with Earth. Maybe these breadcrumbs lead back to our solar system. Think about that, listener.
Wow, that's a lot to process. We're talking about a total paradigm shift here. Rewriting history as they know it. And then there's Dark Bliss. He wants that artifact for a reason, and it can't be good.
Dark Bliss, he's got this ambition right. He's not just some power-hungry villain. He wants to control the past, use it for his own gain.
He's like a space pirate with a PhD in archaeology. But this story isn't just about the action and danger. It's about the mysteries that drive our heroes. What secrets does the ship hold? What's the artifact really about? Will Vaylin and Aeliana stay one step ahead of Dark Bliss?
It's a balancing act.
Yeah.
The author gives us these intense moments, but then there are these deeper questions about knowledge power, the choices we make when facing the unknown. And that cliffhanger, it just leaves you wanting more.
Totally. It's like the author saying, hey, come along for the ride. The adventure's just beginning. But before we get too caught up in the plot, let's talk about the world building. The authors created this universe that feels huge and complex, full of interesting characters and cultures.
Yeah, and it's not just describing cool places and tech. It's a universe with history. It feels lived in, believable. Even the name Jovian, it hints at a whole backstory. What happened to this empire? What role did they play? The author's giving us clues, inviting us to imagine.
It's like we're seeing a tiny piece of a giant tapestry, and each thread represents a different part of this complex universe.
And the characters are so well developed. Vaylin, the skilled pilot who can think on her feet. Aeliana, the brilliant scientist who craves knowledge. And then there's Solarian, the mysterious one, whose motives are still a mystery.
Each character has their own reasons for doing what they do, their own desires and fears. They're not just simple characters. They're complex people caught in this huge story, and that makes them relatable, even though they're in a galaxy far, far away.
Right. And there are these themes running through it. Exploration, discovery, the pursuit of knowledge. This chapter reminds us there's always more to learn, something new to find. And sometimes those discoveries can change everything we thought we knew about ourselves and our place in the universe.
Those are some pretty deep ideas for a space opera. But the author doesn't shove them in your face. It just flows naturally.
Exactly. It's that blend of action-adventure and these bigger ideas that makes it so compelling.
So, listener, what do you think? Are you hooked yet? Because we're just getting warmed up. This deep dive's about to go supernova.
I'm really curious about that potential Earth connection. What if that ancient civilization wasn't just from Earth, but was trying to send us a message, a warning, maybe even a plea for help?
Now, that's a chilling thought. So many unanswered questions, but something tells me the answers are going to be mind-blowing.
And there's Solarian. Are they really helping Vaylin and Aeliana, or are they using them for their own ends? Author leaves that hanging. It adds to the suspense.
Solarian is a wild card, that's for sure. We know they have valuable knowledge, but their motives are a complete mystery. But hey, keep your friends close and your enigmatic alien guides even closer, right?
Exactly. And what about those breadcrumbs? What other secrets are they hiding? Could they lead to tech beyond anything we can imagine? Maybe even to the lost history of Earth?
It's almost too much to think about. And in the meantime, Vaylin and Aeliana are going deeper into the unknown with Dark Bliss on their tail. It's a race against time, and the stakes couldn't be higher.
That cliffhanger leaves us with more questions than answers. But that's what keeps a good story going, right? Keeps you engaged, keeps you thinking, keeps you coming back for more.
It's like the author is saying, hey, come on this journey with us. Let's discover things together. And you know what? I think it's an invitation worth accepting.
I agree. This chapter is just the beginning. This story with its rich world, complex characters, and those mysteries, I think it's going to be one for the ages.
So what are you waiting for, listener? Grab a copy of the Lone Capsuleer and join us on this epic adventure. You won't regret it.
And in the meantime, tell us what you think. What are those breadcrumbs? What's Solarian's real game? Will Vaylin and Aeliana make it out alive? We want to hear your theories.
Hit us up on social media and let's talk, because the best stories are the ones that get people talking, you know?
The ones that make us ask questions, explore possibilities.
And the ones that make us look at the world differently with a sense of wonder and possibility. So let's step back for a second and look at the big picture. We have this ancient ship, maybe from Earth, a mysterious figure who wants its secrets, and our heroes stuck in the middle trying to figure it all out. It's a classic space opera setup, but there's something deeper going on here, don't you think?
Yeah, I think the author is blending science fiction with mythology, That idea of the breadcrumbs leading back to Earth, to humanity's origin, it has this whole other layer. It's not just a chase anymore. It's a quest. It's about finding meaning in this vast universe.
It makes you wonder, what would it mean for Vaylin and Aeliana to rediscover Earth? I mean, their society is so advanced, so far removed from our humble beginnings. Would they see it as something to be proud of, or a reminder of a past they've forgotten?
It's a great question, right? Imagine the culture clash. What would they think? A lost paradise? A primitive relic? And how would it change how they see themselves, their own history?
It's mind-boggling, but we can't forget about Dark Bliss. He's still out there, and he's not giving up.
Dark Bliss is this constant threat, a reminder that even in a universe full of wonder, there's always someone who wants to exploit it for power. He wants to control the past.
Yeah.
Use it to shape the future the way he wants.
Yeah, he's the opposite of Vaylin and Aeliana. They just want to learn and understand the universe.
Absolutely. They represent exploration and discovery. He's all about exploitation and control. It's this battle not just for the artifact, but for what this ancient technology represents.
And then there's Solarian. We still don't know whose side they're on. Are they a true ally, or are they playing some deeper game, using Vaylin and Aeliana for their own mysterious purposes?
Solarian is such an enigma.
Right.
They know so much, but their motives are hidden. It makes you wonder, are they leading our heroes to the truth or to a trap?
They're like a living embodiment of the mysteries Vaylin and Aeliana are trying to solve. But speaking of mysteries, what about Earth? If that ship really is from our planet, what does that tell us about our own history?
That's the most exciting question this chapter raises. It makes us rethink everything we thought we knew about human history. Could we have been more advanced than we thought? Are there lost chapters in our past? Technologies and civilizations we've forgotten?
It's incredible to think about. What will Vaylin and Aeliana find if they do make it back to Earth? A lost paradise? A warning? Or something even more amazing?
It's wide open. The possibilities are endless. It could change everything in this universe. Rewrite history. Challenge everything they believe. And who knows what kind of technology they might find.
So listener, what does all of this mean for you? It means buckle up. We're in for a wild ride. The Lone Capsuleer is more than just spaceships and laser beams. It's a story about exploration, about discovery, about how the past shapes the future. It reminds us that there's always something new to learn, and that searching for knowledge can take us to unexpected places.
This chapter is just a taste of what's to come. And the way the author builds this world, the complex characters, the thought-provoking themes, I think this story is going to stay with us long after we finish it. It makes us question our assumptions, embrace the unknown, and consider all the possibilities out there.
If you haven't already, go grab a copy of The Lone Capsuleer and join Vaylin and Aeliana on this amazing journey. You won't be disappointed. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never lose that sense of wonder.